But of course, there were Hollywood
Yes.
celebrities that were spotted at the No Kings protests, including actor Jack Black, who was spotted giving children high fives. Yeah, I really don't know how I feel about children attending these protests. Is that really going to help the cause, having Jack Black there and giving them high fives?
It's not. It really isn't. It makes you worry about Jack Black, but he did something that was so smart. He left his headphones on. So if everybody's like, "Whoa, Jack Black was at a protest. That's no good." He can be like, "I had no idea. I was listening. I was listening to Depeche Mode. I had no." He has plausible deniability. Now, here's what I want to know. What was in his backpack? That was a heavy backpack. I don't think that was full of carrots. I think Jack Black is cheating on his diet. He's out there pretending to protest and eating ding dongs. He needs to come clean with America.
All right, we'll get someone to put the questions to him. But Jane Fonda is here in Australia, and she's offered some words of wisdom to her audience. She described the President of the United States as that effer. And although she admitted that 78 million people voted for Donald Trump, she claimed that, those people must be having some buyer's remorse by now. And her rant continued. She said, "F those non-liberals and fascists and people who don't move to love. We have to move to love and empathy." Interesting. Would you say calling the President of the United States that effer and saying F non-liberals is a way we move to love?
Right? You can't do it. We need to move to love. I hate that guy. That's her. It's a sad existence for Jane Fonda. I read this article. She got off the plane in a wheelchair, and she's like, I feel better now than I did in my 20s. Were you rocking a wheelchair back then, Jane? I want to apologize to everybody who went to this show. Like, they heard things they shouldn't hear. Jane Fonda said that, the shop is closed up, talking about her girl parts due to flooding. Those people are going to need psychiatric help with that imagery. I don't want that in my head. I don't want to think about Jane Fonda and anything closed up for flooding. She's not a good person. Oh, my apologies to the people who attended this show and shelled out a lot of money. She made like $300,000 to go to a beautiful country and just drop a couple F-bombs and talk about how she can't control her bladder. That's not movie star behavior.
Look, you might need to help out Tampon Tim at the moment. He was asked a very simple question that he just could not understand.
What is a woman? What is a woman is the question.
I'm not sure I understand the question.
Every time I look at it, it's amazing. He has no idea. He's had so much time. You'd think he'd come up with some kind of answer, and he's got nothing. He doesn't know.
I don't think he really knows.
He doesn't know.
But whatever we do, keep him away from Jane Fonda.
Look, finally, it was 10 years ago to this day that this happened. Ten years ago to the day Donald Trump announced his presidential bid. Wow, it's been a pretty wild decade.
It really has. And what an iconic moment. And at the top of that escalator, he's still just a great businessman and a philanthropist and a friend of humanity. And by the time he got to the bottom, they're like, wow, he's Hitler. He's a fascist. They turned fast. But it's an iconic moment in a career. Trump has had so many iconic moments, even when the assassin bullet took his ear, and then he brings his fist up and he's like, fight, fight, fight. This guy's had more iconic moments. If I was Trump after a bullet had hit my ear, I'd never give a speech with my head in one spot at the same time. I'd never stop moving.
Yeah, he's absolutely incredible. That was an iconic moment for sure, but should not have happened. Comedian and writer Michael Loftus, thank you so much for joining us and speaking to us here on Power Hour.
Thank you, and I hope you get my birthday gift to you.